2 months ago, I made a video involving Toonkritic's situation that he's gonna be in the Pokemon community, and the fact that Sega Sister has bringing up more information about her experiences with Toonkritic, which at this point we haven't heard anything about her since. But that's not the point of this video, because as of now, we know that ToonkriticY2K is about to return to the boy fandom again, however with a different OC, and he has plans to get into the Sonic and Furry community. Here are my thoughts on this. And it's the fact that Isaac Carlo, who is probably one of Toonkritic's only best friends, is still allowing him to be in a community and still helping him even after what happened. You know what? Isaac, you really need to rethink about this whole thing. This is the same person who has been doing this kind of routine for over a decade. Seriously. Even when he was under the age of an adult, he still managed to go after goals and going through this situation no matter what. And what makes this even worse is that he tries his best to stay out of trouble, and somehow he managed to get away with it. I mean, I don't understand what kind of luck they got last year, but jeez. Isaac, you really need to rethink this. This is not just because ToonkriticY is your one and only best friend doesn't mean you should go agree with him. At this point, Isaac is making himself look worse every time he completely sides with ToonkriticY in these situations. It's just unbelievable. And let's get into the fact, well, you know, of how ToonkriticY is still going to continue his plan on to completely find every little kid and you know what to them. In my opinion, ToonkriticY2K or Zach, whoever you want to prefer, is never going to give up. You wanna know why? Because he has this deviance of just going after children, and he has this idea of completely doing this to so many people by manipulating them no matter what. I mean, as of now, he has 3 OCs, and as of now, only some of my friends, like Faberheart, know about this situation. It's really something that it will make all the fandoms way worse if he continues to do so. I mean, the only step we can do is make him banned, but at this point, he really needs to go to jail. Seriously, he really needs to go to jail at this point. In my last video involving this topic, he really needs to go to jail. He's been going through this situation for far too long, and as of now, he's never going to learn his mistakes. And to make things even worse, this will probably make most of the communities terrible and really have a difficult time to, you know, try to keep its reputation, but at the same time, make things a lot more complicated with more people like Toon making the communities much more worse. And I really found that really sad to see that people who have been in these communities are gonna get themselves embarrassed because of people like ToonkriticY. Now, I'm not really much of a furry person, but at the same time, I can understand what people are feeling when they're in their communities. They want to make the communities stay strong until the end of time. I know it's not a thing to happen, but who knows? And the fact that people have made videos about ToonkriticY's sexual behavior, it's really hard to believe that even when he's completely exposed, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about what anyone thinks of him. I highly doubt that he will ever watch any of the videos that we made about him. Because before he left, he said, "Had a good one, but now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for the memories, everyone." To his perspective, he didn't like the moments he was with other people, but he doesn't give a crap about what he did that ruined everything in his career on social media. This just sums up that he only cares about himself and nothing more, and he's going to continue his new actions no matter what. And I really feel bad for anyone, and I mean anyone. If he completely fails, he will wait for a bit longer and then come back in. He will never surrender, and it's really sad that at this point he hasn't been able to get arrested no matter what. I mean, the life that ToonkRitic has right now, he's probably have a job, but at the same time, he's just going to place because he is never going to go away. This is just sad news to think that ToonkRitic will manipulate any person in any community no matter what. And it will make everyone feel disappointed that the community is going to get them way worse when someone like ToonkRitic is going to manipulate them so he can have you-know-what to children. Here's my advice. And my advice is that I think that ToonkRitic's ex-friends, even if they say that they're completely finished with ToonkRitic, they need to step in and completely get the police and arrest Toon once and for all. I get that Josh Scorchua said in his video about ToonkRitic that he's completely out of his life and he doesn't want to be associated with him ever again, but at this point, ToonkRitic has completely ruined so many communities, and Josh is also part of the Sonic community. As much as people may agree or disagree with me, I think that Josh, British Ninja, Dr. Wolf, or any of those kind of people should really step in again in order to stop ToonkRitic from ruining so many communities. At this point, I think that without them, ToonkRitic will still continue, and the only thing that we can hope for this year is that he can finally be arrested. Because at this point, when he gets arrested, and after decades of being in jail and being released because he's in his 20s, that will be the only chance when he finally learns his lesson. Believe me, it's the only way for him to get back to normal, and even if at that point, well, Generation 6, 7, 8 of MLP is going on, whatever, maybe his ex-friends will easily accept him to be back in the fandom. But after so many times that he's been doing this for so many decades, even during his past young stuff during middle school, he doesn't deserve anything. It's just really difficult to think that ToonkRitic will never go down no matter what, and you still have friends in this situation. I mean, I made a video about him that he completely won 2 awards of Worst Fan and how he completely sexual roleplay with a minor. That's just how much he just doesn't learn anything. If ToonkRitic was just normal to us, he would never been in any of this situation that he was. But just looking at what he did, and the fact that he's been doing this for so long, I highly doubt that that will ever be the case. I'm not going to shout out ToonkRitic because I know he's never going to watch this video. He only cares about himself and nothing more. And the only way for people like us in order to end this suffering once and for all is to call some of his ex-friends and get him so he can get arrested for a second try. Because the first try, it didn't went out successful. Anyway, I'm only Fanboy 40 here, and this is not part of MLP month, because I don't want any of this kind of stuff dedicated to MLP of this month. I'm just saying.